Hey world, and welcome to the Dan 3.0 FAQ number 2. If you haven't seen the first FAQ or just aren't familiar with Dan 3.0 at all, there's a link to a playlist right here and in the doobly-doo. Okay, let's do this. The Ruined Experience asks, will anything, and I mean anything at all, cause you to cancel Dan 3.0? Well, I mean, the Large Hadron Collider could trigger the apocalypse, or I could have a massive stroke, or I could be abducted by aliens. But part of me thinks that's not exactly what you meant. Dan 3.0 is a project that is designed to change and evolve over the course of the year, but I don't think that there's anything that would ever cause it to completely stop. If a particular approach to the project fails miserably, we're not going to cancel it, we're just going to change our approach. RC Fencer asks, if Dan 3.0 becomes amazingly successful, will you extend the time period of 365 days? Well, that's certainly a possibility, but I'm not going to commit to anything right now. Ask me again in 11 months. Writer's Serenity asks, will you do something that has permanent effects but might not be destructive, such as getting a piercing or a tattoo? If something reaches the top of the decision engine that would have implications beyond just the agreed upon year, I am under no obligation to do it. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I won't. If you guys can convince me that it's a good idea, then I probably will, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Andrew 3000 asks, would you take a trip? Like, would you do a cross-country road trip and vlog about it throughout the trip? Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I mean, it would take some planning, so it would probably need to be either a weekly or a monthly goal, but totally, I'm down. Just X Maddie asks, will you ask/tell us about upcoming decisions in your life so that we can help decide what you do about them? Absolutely. While most of Dan 3.0 is just going to be me doing what you guys tell me to do, if hypothetically I was to catch a cold, you guys would be the first people I would go to say, hey, what should I do about this? Guitar Hero Phenom Sucks asks, are you planning on taking all the clips after this project and making a documentary? Well, no, I'm not planning on doing that, but I'm definitely not opposed to doing that either. If a member of our community rises up and says, hey, I'm a documentary filmmaker, I would love to turn Dan 3.0 into a feature-length documentary film, and they submit the idea to the decision engine and get it all the way to the top, well then I guess we're doing it. XRasloX asks, will you ever announce the location of a task so we may attend and watch it live? Well yeah, I mean if you ever get something to the top of the decision engine where we would want people to attend, then of course we'll let you know where it's happening. Frankenstein Puppy 909 asks, can we request that your girlfriend be in a video if it doesn't affect your relationship in a negative way? Yes. Please do. I am in a long-distance relationship with a fantastic girl named Danielle. Hi, Danielle. Her YouTube channel is youtube.com/strummingsally. And with me doing Dan 3.0 this year, naturally things are gonna be just a little bit different for us. Not only is it okay for you guys to request that she be in a video, I'm actually depending on you guys to allow me to see her every once in a while. Because between you and me, I really like her. David asks, will there still be some average videos, such as Wall Wednesdays, while Dan 3.0 is active? Well, it's not going to be built into Dan 3.0 from the beginning. I kind of want Dan 3.0 to start just as neutral as is possible. But if you think that things like Wall Wednesdays and Twitter Tuesdays should become an integrated part of Dan 3.0, submit that as an idea in the Technical Changes decision engine, and if it makes it to the top, we will make that change. 123 Blue Apple asks, will there be a new Dan 3.0 channel, or will they be posted on this Pogobat channel? Episodes of Dan 3.0 will be posted here on Pogobat. They will also be posted on revision3.com, and I believe that Revision 3 has some other stuff lined up for the distribution of Dan 3.0 as well. Plastic Cupcake asks, do you have any allergies or anything we should know about before controlling your life? That's actually a really good question, and I appreciate the fact that you asked it because it shows that you care a little bit anyway about my well-being. Cats. It's not like a super severe allergy where I'll die if I touch one, but like if I'm petting a cat for a while, things go downhill from there. And in the spring, I have just typical, you know, runny nose, itchy eyes, itchy roof of your mouth, gross stuff going on. But I'm not deathly allergic to anything that I know of. Farlapified asks, if we ask you to face your fears, would you actually do them? Like conquering a fear of heights or spiders or snakes or something else? I'm not quite sure what you're afraid of. Well, I don't have any real distinct phobias, although needles and knives give me the heebie-jeebies. But to answer your question, fear in and of itself is not a disqualifying factor for Dan 3.0 ideas. If you ask me to confront one of my fears in a controlled environment where I know that I'm gonna be just fine when everything's said and done, then yeah, we'll do it. And finally, Mopsicalink asks, in each of the categories, which of the top ideas will be performed? The top 5? The top 7? The top 10? That's actually a really good question. This is something that's worth elaborating on a little bit. When I say that we have daily, weekly, and monthly dig style hierarchies, those are rough terms. terms. Obviously, not everything that reaches the top of the decision engine is going to take exactly the amount of time as its respective hierarchy would suggest. Let's say, hypothetically, going back to something we talked about earlier in this video, you tell me to go on a road trip and you submit that through the monthly decision engine. But let's say, as it turns out, that it only takes 2 weeks. We would not, in that situation, take a 2-week break from monthly goals. We would just forge ahead, work on the next monthly goal. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So to answer your specific question, there's no set amount of goals that we're going to be doing. We're just going to get through as much as we can get through over the course of the next year. So yeah, there you go. Yeah. Dan 3.0 FAQ number 2. Thank you oh so very much for watching. I hope you're as excited as I am to get this thing started. But until next time, I am Dan Brown. Please don't be a zombie.